Welcome to Spain. I'm here in Spain because for the other channel, St. Christopher of Atlantis, I've come to find some motorhome locations for next year. Now that means to get around, I need a vehicle. And in this case, I'm going to get a bike. So Claire's arranged for me to have a bike to go around these campsites, and I'll be featuring that bike on this channel and see how I get on. First time riding abroad. And if you don't watch the other channel, you might not know that Benidorm's not my most chosen location, but I'm here, making the best of it. The gear that we've got to ride over here, I've been to see Stephen down at Via Moto. I told him what we were doing, and he suggested that we bring some Alpine Star gear. We've got this halo jacket, which is slightly different to other things I've had, because we've got this front pouch and it kind of stitches up at the side, and we've got a belt. A really cool feature on it where this is the Velcro and you put that over it so it doesn't stick to everything. That seems to be working well. But I actually travelled in this. This was a really good jacket. It's good for travelling, to just have a pouch at the front to put all this stuff in. So that's that, and that comes with this packable over jacket, which is waterproof, and that can fit when you're out on the road into this, I think they call it a roadkill pouch. So you can put that in there, then it's easily accessible. And then trousers wise, this is Dry Star as well. With this stuff, the waterproof lining, you can wear it inside or outside of the gear. So on the trousers, it comes with them on the inside, but you can pack them as well and just put them over the outside. I'm not sure if we're going to have any rain on this trip. It's got salopettes, which I love. It's got leather on the inside of there. The cut of the leg is a little bit longer compared to other things. So for me, being tall, it works out pretty well. I must admit, Alpine Star stuff, it is a different fit, but this halo stuff, I like the fit of this. I prefer this to some of the other stuff that I've tried. Just for glove wise, full bore. They're only thin, lightweight, but apparently they do the job. I'll be honest with you, it's not the warmest I've been in Spain. I think we've got a bit of a cold front coming through today, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I have brought my other Alpine Stars in case I need it, but that's where we are. So we've got to go and pick the bike up. Claire tells me it's not too far away from where we're staying, and then get the bike. And then if you want to see where we get to regarding the motorhome stops that I'm going to be looking at, that'll be on the other channel, but talking about the bikes will be on this channel. I hope this is going to be a good episode. Actually, it should be different, and the main thing is I need to remember to ride on the right hand side. And I think, just thinking about it, I wonder if it's going to feel different because everything's flipped round, and on a motorbike, you know, I've just been building that muscle memory to move around the road like differently to a car, so we'll see. Oh dear, where do I start? Okay, so I've come out to Spain on a biking holiday, and Claire booked it for me. She got what were available, which means that because I've been riding less than a year, I had limited choices, so she got me this scooter for €40 a day. I'm not even sure what kind of a scooter it is, if I'm honest. There's a VIN plate here, but what does it say? Not sure. I mean, it's got USB and everything. It's got all that stuff. It's some kind of MX Bolt. It's a Bolt. Now, once I got over the disappointment of not having an Africa twin like I thought I was getting, and turning up in Alpine Star Halo stuff, I thought, well, I've still got a scooter. It's still two wheels. It's still an engine. So it could be quite the machine to get around. And to be fair, it's been all right for doing what I've done. If you want to see what I've been doing on it, you can have a look over on the other channel. I've been going to various campsites, and it is good for nipping in and out of stuff. But yeah, I haven't ridden scooters before. I've come from 125s onto bigger bikes, and it's not really what I expected. You know that Claire had a monkey, and I loved riding the monkey. That was brilliant. And I thought that this might be same. Absolutely not.
it's not the same. So before we go any further, I want to say that I got this from MX Honda, and it's mobility and motor hire, but they do jet skis, quads, scooters, segways, buggies. As far as booking this, what Claire did, and me going and picking it up, no problem at all. In fact, I'd walked down and I'd forgotten my driving license, but he just said, oh, if you got a picture of it, just send me that across, he says, and then I'll just have a look at it later on. So he let me take it instead of like faffing about, and he got all the details from that, no problem. Now, when I found out that I got this, I did have it for 2 days, and I said, to be fair, I don't really want it for 2 days. I just want it for 1 day. And he goes, don't worry about it, I'll just refund you the difference. So the actual place is brilliant. The actual bike, the moped, for the condition it's in, brakes and everything works. It's all fantastic. So what I'm about to say has got no reflection on where I've got it from. It's just purely on this, riding it. And riding it from a point of view of being a bike rider and coming onto a moped. As I say, I've not done it before. I've not ridden mopeds before. The Monkey was fun. This is it's a different beast. Its handle's totally different. The throttle on it takes some real getting used to. I've had it up to, I think, 65 kilometers an hour, and it's all right. But when you get it at first and you're going around roundabouts, it feels, the best way that I can describe this bike, which is bike 25 of motorbikes that I've ridden, it's like, you know, like them tri-skates, you know, where instead of roller skates, you've got 3 balls that are in line. Well, it's like that, but just one of them. And it feels really twitchy and, yeah, interesting. And you'll see that when I've been going around, I took it up to like a bit of a hill, a bit of a mountainous area. Not anything crazy. And I mean, it did all right. It's not that it feels underpowered. It just feels like, I don't know, a bit twitchy. Is that scooters? Is that what they're like? Because I didn't realise it were going to be that bad. And then from a point of view for me, coming from biking, it's all about legs on this. My legs don't get on with this. I've been getting on it like I get on a motorbike and cocking my leg over. It's only just took me until this afternoon to realise that really I should just step in. So that's got a bit easier. But then the problem that I've got then is it's just because of my knees. I can't get a full lock on the handlebars because it's in my knees. So that's a problem. I mean, I've got this Alpine Star stuff on. Would I want to ride it just in like a t-shirt and shorts like you see people? I probably wouldn't, actually. You might think that I'm being silly, but I just think 30 mile an hour, whether you're on this or you're on a Harley Davidson, it's 30 mile an hour, isn't it? Now, good thing about a scooter, I guess, is that you've got some storage under there. It's a bit finicky, this, how it works. Because if you push it in with the big key, and if you push it in just a bit too much, then it goes into the lock, the steering lock. So what you got to do is, like now that won't work, take that out, take the steering lock off, and then it moves backwards like that, and that pops up, and that's where you put the fuel in. And then you can put a helmet in there or whatever, so that's quite handy. I like that. I'm going to have to put some fuel in a bit because the idea is that you take it back full. As far as riding on Spanish roads, it's been all right. I mean, I have driven abroad quite a bit, in loads of different places. Spain. I remember when Spain used to be exotic, but it's almost like a home from home now, especially this area, because there's a year more English accents than anybody else. I did come unstuck a little bit on a roundabout, and I got a bit confused. I don't know what I was thinking. And I went to turn left. My brain just didn't compute, really. And then luckily there were people on a tandem or something, and they were coming the other way. So I managed to do a little bit of swerve out of there. And then occasionally you got these stop signs, and that kind of is confusing at first. But I'm getting used to it. But the thing that I'm going to do is I am going to take this back because I don't want it for another day. I'm pleased I've tried it, but scooters, yeah, Yeah, they're a different beast, aren't they? I wonder what like a Lambretta or a scooter's like, if they're like this or if they're handled differently. I know that Claire's thinking of maybe getting a scooter and she loves these. But I just find them, they're not very stable to me. I don't know, is it just me? So that's the scooter, and I am on this motorbiking trip to Benidorm, and I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna salvage it a little bit. But before I do, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about this Halo gear, which has been absolutely spot on. What a great outfit to have in this type of climate, because when the sun gets up, it gets hot. And then like now we're a bit later into the afternoon, it's getting a bit cooler. But as you can see with this, it's got this huge big front area that you can tuck in. So that goes up if you want the protection and wind protection. But this is just like a mesh now. And also, the sleeves detach, but you still keep your armour. So if I got really warm, I can take all that down. So it's, you know, it really is made for, I suppose, this type of environment where it's dry, it's hot, and it can drop cool. And like I said this morning, if it rains, then I can put that outer shell on that you can also wear inside it, either way. So I think if I were doing more of this type of riding over in these climates, I would definitely consider this. And from a travel point of view, just having this pouch on the front, it's been a godsend. I can get cameras in there. So the camera that I'm using now, that can go in there. Passport, phone, everything else, money, and it's so easy to get to. Now, I'd imagine if you were, you know, going across borders and having to give documents out, it's just brilliant. So Alpine Star, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with their stuff, but I think this suit is spot on. The fit of it, which usually with Alpine Star, it gives me a bit of a run for my money. It never quite fits properly, but this definitely does. One difference, I suppose, in this is that I'm not wearing any trousers under these trousers, and sometimes I do if I'm going to work. So there's that extra bulk of having a belt. These gloves are great for this type of weather. Nice, lightweight. You can feel everything. So I like that. It means that I don't have to take them off when I'm reaching for keys. And that's also good. So spot on with this. Now, to salvage this holiday, if you do like a preliminary search for bikes in Spain, it does look like you can't actually hire any bikes unless you've been riding for some time. So for a lot of people, that's not a problem because, you know, you've done your dues, paid your dues, and you've been riding long enough. But for people that are watching this, that are wanting to come and experience a different country on a bike, there are solutions out there, and you can have a look. I found a couple that would accommodate me. Now, one of them were really good. They got a big choice. They got GSs, they got Hondas, loads of different types of bikes. But the only problem with it is that they hand the bike over to you at Alicante Airport. Now, down here, you're about an hour away from Alicante Airport. So for me to do that, that would mean I'd have to get a taxi up there, then pick the bike up, and then take the bike back there and then get another taxi. And for such a short trip, it's a bit of a faff. Whereas if you are flying into Alicante and you can pick the bike up and you're just doing the bike, then it's great. You know, you've got top boxes and panniers so you can get your luggage in there. But the drawback of that is if you've got a late flight, well, they're not open. So then you're back into that predicament, my predicament. However, I found somebody called Jolly Rent, Jollyrent. And I got in touch on WhatsApp and I said, look, I'm looking for a bike. I just want it for one day, please. Now, where I'm staying in some apartments, and you know, with my experience of bikes getting nicked, I'm not sure what this area is like, but I don't want to be responsible for leaving the bike unattended. So normally they do like a 24-hour rental, 48-hour. Some of them will only do 48 hours or more. But Jolly Rental said that they'd do me a 24-hour rental. And I said, well, would it be possible to have it just for the day and then you take it so that it's not outside the apartment? Yes, no problem. Now they're near Alicante as well. And I said, will you deliver it please to the hotel? and they're going to deliver it to the apartments. So they're going to come tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and then they're going to come and pick it up at the end of the day. Now, I've managed to bag a BMW F850 GS. They had an F800, and I did toy with having an F800 just to try and ride some of these roads so that when I get home, I'm on a similar bike. But I thought, well, let's go for bike number 26. And this will be the 26th bike that I've ridden. This is 25. So BMW F850 GS, it's a little bit more horsepower than my 800 GS. And I'm really interested to see what differences there are between them. And that's where the biking adventure is going to continue. So in the next video for Biker of Atlantis, we'll be getting onto some bigger roads, going a little bit further than what I've done on this, and getting out into the countryside a little bit more. And I'm going to give Calimoto one more shot, I think. I got Calimoto app, and when we use it around home and I speak to my friends that use it, it tends to wind us all up. But I'm going to see if I can maybe get like a bit of one of those round routes that you can put in and have a nice little day trip and see what it can get me down. On a 850 GS, I'd like to think that I can get around most things. So that'll be interesting. So that's next video. So as far as I'm concerned, scooters, I'm not that fussed, if I'm honest. I don't know if this is just not the best example of one, but the scooter hire place, thumbs up, 10 out of 10. And riding over here, I mean, well, I didn't even speak about the roads. No potholes around here, guys. There's no crazy roads. It's like being on a racetrack. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm hoping to see a bit more of that. So in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. And the adventure continues.